Okay, so for the new year, we talked a lot about the new promotion that's coming up, how it's going to be the greatest one that Isagenix has ever done in their history, coming out of the mouth of Kathy Coover, Jim Coover, and Eric. So we know that it's going to be big. But to prep you guys, I really want you to understand that the most amount of points are going to come from the rank advancement of your team, specifically your 4PET. If you guys haven't listened to any videos on the director leadership pool or executive leadership pool and how you grow your benchmark in the leader in action, we're really going to teach a lot on that formula and the growth of your 4PET. Because once you start earning in those leadership bonus pools, it's a completely different compensation plan. Once your 4PET starts growing, your cycles start growing. So we really want to focus on the leader in action formula. If you guys don't have that in front of you, along with your map to crystal executive and your cycle chart, those are things that you can find on, and I'm going to actually share my screen, either on our Facebook page, and if I'm pulling something like this up, you guys can save some of these in your favorites. One of the most important things I think that you can have on hand when you are sitting in front of someone, drawing out you share, they share. And if it piques their curiosity for an extra, $1,000 in the first 60 days, or they think that's generous, I usually say, if you think that's generous, you should see on the other side of our compensation plan what our team business volume means. Have you ever been taught about residual income? And it's actually a great question because most people haven't. They don't know the power of it. They don't know how much residual income can do for them. They don't know that it's an income producing asset to have a business center. They don't know how powerful the Isagenix comp plan is by allowing 2 positions per household. They don't know that we can give our business center and gift it to a beneficiary, the holdover, rollover volume, and the power of undiluted, unlimited potential for our downline. And I always say, level wise, a lot of people understand a lot of comp plans will stop at certain generations, especially level 7, level 8. They don't go to unlimited depth of pay to 250 cycles a week and then give someone a reentry above their position. So these are things that every brand new business builder that has piqued curiosity. I am really getting to know what their why is, but working backwards from their income goal. So I'm going to actually show you here, just in our Transform Your Wealth page, if you search cycle chart, and actually most of your brand new people probably don't know how to search within Facebook groups. We're going to go back to a lot of basics. Starting next week, we're going to go through every single step from prospecting, recruiting, what to say, what you do next, setting up the next appointment, more 3-way calls and introductions, and all the way to the enrollment, the follow-up, and the duplication piece. Because brand new people, especially inviting brand new people to the morning Zoom call, if they can take away a skill, any skill in network marketing, it has to be the skill of consistency, and creating consistency around these really, really basic steps is so important. And so many times they're missed by leaders because we don't go back to the basics, and then it goes over people's heads. They don't know how to enroll their first 2 people. When they don't get paid within the first 30 days of enrolling, their retention drops significantly, not just a little bit. It goes from 75% to 5% if their first 2 people get enrolled within the first 30 days or not. So every action that you have, every intention that you have every single day around an income producing activity, 80% of that should be connecting to enroll new, and 20% of that should really be always focused on not coaching your team, but really being the leader in action that's showing them what duplication looks like. I'm showing that there is a behavior of sharing. That's an expectation. I'm showing and showing that encouragement and support, whether it's in a group cleanse day chat thread on Facebook Messenger, a product page, or a business page. When enthusiasm and energy die, momentum dies. When enthusiasm and energy die, momentum dies. So if people aren't excited, they don't see that there's excitement around new things happening. I don't care if you need to celebrate that somebody did a coffee date. Like that's something to celebrate as a brand new person. So people see exactly what people are doing. If you have someone presenting, if you're doing a healthy happy hour, if you're doing a sip and sample, record someone presenting. The way that, or if you're at a coffee date and someone's open and a brand new person, record yourself presenting. The more of us that show brand new people how to present, the more duplication is going to happen in the team. That's one thing that's a really great takeaway from Emily that I see on Team VisionCast is the amount of engagement and the amount of examples of people presenting. And those are two skills that are just so incredibly important. It'll get people excited, and especially inviting to events. They're going to have a fear of missing out when they see so many people excited. So there's a couple of charts I wanted to show you. This first one is called our cycle chart. And if you don't have our path to purpose printed out, that's a really good one to take with as well, since we have brand new swag at all of these stars. It's actually quite exciting how much they're giving through Isagenix. So it'll show you the yearly income on this cycle chart. So 10 cycles per week, is this yearly chart right here. I really like to go back to even one cycle a week and what it can do. So there's a couple of other ones. Cycle payouts. This one here is another chart, and I really like this one because it shows you one cycle, what it's worth per week, per month, and per year. So this one's really powerful. I love it. You guys see this? That one cycle per week is a $2,800 raise. 5 cycles per week is an extra $15,000 a year, $1,000 per month. So between 5 to 10 cycles is where really most people lie for their goal of what would make a significant difference in their family's budget. You can start to go down here and highlight what a dream goal would be for them. Just know that between 5 to 10, even 1 to 10 cycles per week is most people's goals when they come to me and tell me what they want. Maybe they have big vision goal, but their first step is truly that goal right there. So I'm showing the 5 cycle bonus in the business volume part after I draw out Crystal Executive 3-star and really show them why 5 cycles is their first goal, because that's an extra $14,000 a year. Would that be beneficial to your family? An extra $1,000, $1,200 to $1,500 a month. And people can actually wrap their mind around that. It's something that they could see themselves doing. And then working backwards with the formula to say how many people would that take for you to get started? How many people would have to be on your team to reach that goal? Remember, Heather went over how many cycles or how many people that is when you have a cycle goal. If you haven't watched that or practiced it, it's a really big one. The other one I wanted to show you was this one actually adds on. So I would save this one for sure because it adds on the equivalent dollars invested. So how much money would you have to, here's this green chart right here. How much money would you have to have in the bank to make the interest from that income that was saved? So if you look here, 1 cycle per week, you'd have to have $93,000 in the bank to make a weekly cycle, 1 cycle. These are so incredibly powerful to show people how residual income, doing the work once and getting paid for it repeatedly, is so incredibly powerful. Even just looking at someone's 5 cycle goal for an extra $15,000 a year. And remember, that doesn't even include PIBs, double PIBs, leadership bonus pools, or executive match. That's just cycle pay. Is almost $500,000 that needs to be saved in order to earn 5 cycles per week. There are way too many of us that don't, I believe, draw out these first 2 steps of the most basic, I would say, goals that people have, so they can conceptualize how cycles actually add up and compound and how powerful they are for what they pay you in the future. Because too many people see 5 cycles a week and don't see the end dollar amount, and they compare themselves to other people, and what they see coming in weekly is less than what they think they're working for. And so I usually am asking people now, are you committed to a 3 to 5 year plan to build an equivalent dollar amount that you could save that could total well over $1 million saved to get paid on that weekly. I worked with someone yesterday who had a goal of $3,000 a month. I said, for simplicity's sake, let's just talk about 2-star. Let's talk about 20 cycles a week being your goal. At 20 cycles a week, Isagenix has our 2-star summit. I want you to print that off in your back office, and I want you to put it up. I want you to print out the cycle chart, map to Crystal Executive, and I want you to highlight this right here. And she was blown away by almost the $2 million needing to be saved in order to earn what Isagenix would pay you weekly in residual income. And I don't know about you, but I think that is one of the most powerful things that I personally have ever seen about residual, because I have not grown up with that kind of education. Janine says, that's what changed for me when I saw this chart. Heather said, mind-blowing. It's absolutely mind-blowing. So make sure you have these with you with a highlighter. Highlight them. Star it. Say, this is your goal. This is what I'm going to help you work towards. Now let's get to work by formulating your list. And your list of people that we're going to talk to doesn't mean that we're going to reach out to people you haven't talked to in years and bombard them with Isagenix. We're going to start really teaching you how to connect, how to find common ground with people, and how to ask people if they're open to taking a look. And you're going to get a lot of no's, and you're going to get some yeses. And there's going to be, not everybody's going to say yes. I'm really forward about that at the beginning, because how many of you have had brand new people that say that they want to build and then really don't realize the amount of no's that it's going to take in order to get people started? And when the expectation is out there that it's going to take hundreds of conversations to lead to 5 cycles, not just by them, but the people that they know, and that the work isn't necessarily all done by them. This is so huge. But if you don't know what their why is, and why they want to achieve this income goal, it's just really challenging to get people to move forward through consistent action and actually, commit to that. But when they have those beginning steps and the beginning goals, and they know what a cycle is, and they know what shared team business volume is, it changes everything. And if you guys need help with verbiage on how to share that, let me know. But if it's just a simple sentence of, I feel obligated to share this with you because of how many lives this has changed, and I have to share it with you because I feel obligated to. What it may or may not be for you, but at least you know it's there. If you love these products, this opportunity is something that I am so passionate about helping people achieve, because I know so many people that have struggled financially, including myself. So I feel that every family deserves residual income. And I've never had somebody tell me, no, please don't share this with me. So that's a big deal. Let's see. So the more that we talk about that piece of things, the more people can hear about it and positively share small wins. I believe the more people will feel comfortable sharing their small success as they build to a bigger success of, and you know what, success is not just income based. It's what has that done for them. And a lot of people that come to me about the business or wanting to share just say, I don't really feel like I've been successful enough in Isagenix yet to share. I've actually heard that from someone that made an extra $9,000 last year. And I said, I am certain that there's so many families that would benefit from an extra $9,000 in a year. I think that the comparison piece is huge. And if you guys can help me on product pages and on business pages, share small wins by asking your people that get a $25 upload to $200 ISA Wallet upload what they've done with it, how it's affected their family, what emotional component has it, affected them, what kind of stress has it relieved, what extra did they get to do with their family, and start talking about that. I don't care if it's a pair of Nike shoes for Isa Body Challenge to free groceries. Those are the things that pique people's curiosity a lot more than $1 million income. People they're not able to wrap their head around that. It doesn't have any meaning. There's zero meaning. Yes, it's possible, but that is so far beyond where most people are at. 60% of people cannot pay for a $400 emergency in their family. 60% of Americans do not have the funds to pay for a $400 emergency. That is 6 out of 10 people. There are so many people. That's a car breaking down. It's maybe their furnace in their home, like an emergency where they're just covering their bills and they don't have enough after that. What if something catastrophic happens? What if somebody loses their job? What if something happens to a family member and you can't take work off because you're taking care of your family member? It's so big, and not enough of us, I think, are talking about those little tiny things. Help a lot of people do a little bit. Help a lot of people do a little bit. When you do that, you're going to find one runner per quarter that wants executive, but you're not going to find them all. It's just not statistically what happens. If you can focus on helping as many people as possible share with their first two and be intentional with your reports, I want you to ask yourself truly, when's the last time you looked into your back office for an intentional action? Have you ever looked at the business blueprint in reports? If you're a 2-star and above, are you pulling them at least multiple times a week to work with people to their next rank, to help somebody earn their vitamins, reaching out, asking how I can help you? Let's look at the map to Crystal Executive. Where are you at with executive right now? Could you do one launch party for either yourself or someone on your team for the next 90 days until the year ends and into the new year? There's so many fun things to do with holidays. If you didn't listen to Cindy Walter's call that I did, like, she gave us a million ideas. Crock pots, smoothie bowls, just simply having a few people there. The more consistent you are, people see that. So that's kind of the challenge, because duplication of consultants is going to be everything in the promotion. And putting that off until the new year is not going to work. I want you to practice it now. How many people can you get to Crystal Manager? How many people can you help teach what a consultant is and what one cycle a week could do for them? That's, if people know what cycles do for them, they stay active. They keep their position. They order 100 business volume because they know what that can do in the future. If they don't know about shared business volume and team volume, what their position is doing, that is huge. Are we doing staying healthy during the holidays? Yes. I'm going to be doing a challenge for that. Guest appreciation social at the studio. Expect 150 people. Going to hand out top tips to stay active. Awesome. Raffle off some prizes and connect. Yeah, I mean, events don't have to be complicated. Events can be very, very simple. You just have to do them, whether someone shows up or not. And that they're actually great for your existing product users. Have your existing product users share testimonials, teach them about other products. Most of the people that order deep within the catalog have been to events to taste other things, whether it's the whey thins, the fiber snacks, kids products, the essential oils. All of those are really, really big because they wouldn't try them otherwise. They don't know what they taste like. They don't know much about the other products. Have you ever had that before, where you're like, somebody hasn't ordered again, you're like, how? There's like 100 products that are absolutely amazing. But it's really our job to open up the catalog for them and show them what else could really be beneficial. Okay, so let me know if you need my help with any calls. I know I've gone over a lot of maps and business blueprints lately. If your goal is 2-star, 5 cycles, 1-star, I don't really care what your goal is. Working backwards from there with an action plan and actually knowing how much business volume needs to be in your organization in order to grow. So do all of you know max out 8-star is 150,000 business volume on one team leg and 75,000 business volume on the other? Okay, 150,000 BV on one side, 75,000 business volume on the other is 8-star max out. Why do I tell you that? Because maybe your goal isn't 8-star, but if you don't know it, you're never able to share with somebody that could have that goal, right? It's our job to just share it, and it's not our job to judge whether somebody wants to do that or not. I tell people to order a sample shaker cup to try new things too. That's a great idea, Mindy. So the business volume for growing your cycles has to come from the BV of the team, right? That's what grows your cycles. So that comes from orders, reorders. Retention is probably the biggest thing that you can focus on. Higher retention, value pack, getting people paid is the most important thing for retention and the IsaBody challenge. Those three things. If you do anything with your brand new people, it would be that they're enrolled in IsaBody challenge, check, having a great product experience, check, and they shared with their first 2 within the first 30 days. All action should be focused on the simplicity of those three things for your brand new people. And you can cast a vision, say, here's executive, here's your cycle chart, and now let's work backwards by enrolling your first 2. Have you ever had somebody interested and they feel so overwhelmed that they like don't even enroll one person or 2? It happens very frequently. So that's what I've said from right now. And if you want to know how Jess Kohler, she's going to be on next Tuesday, how she's enrolled probably 40 people in the past 2 months now and duplicated well over 12 consultants. It's because that's what she does. She draws out you share, they share. She said, let's get your first 2. She'll highlight it with big highlighters until somebody puts the names in, and then she'll highlight the other 2 spots and say, who are your new people sharing with? Who are we talking to? And everybody's duplicating consultants because it's simple. Let's start with your first 2 and let's start with their first 2. And every action is just around getting them enrolled, getting those IsaBodies done, and because they're paid, their retention is going to be really high. Does that make sense? Just simplify it. Simplify, simplify, simplify. Okay, you guys, so good to see all of you. Let me know if you need my help. Otherwise, I will be in Fargo, Alexandria this weekend, and then we have Charlotte, North Carolina, the 9th and 10th with Bonnie and Michelle, and then I'll be in Florida for 2 weeks in December. If you know anybody in Clearwater, Tampa area, I'll be there. St. Pete. If you know anybody in Japan, I'll be there for a week in December too. So just let me know if they speak English. I will connect with them. And I see you in Ottawa this week. That's exciting. If anybody knows anyone in Ottawa, which is exciting. Thursday is the opportunity of Susan Sly, Carol Elizabeth, Janine, and Greg will be training, which is exciting. All right, have an incredible day. Janine says 6:30, 7:30 in Ottawa. Perfect. All right, you guys, see you tomorrow morning, and we have a guest tomorrow morning that I'm going to interview, a new builder, so it'll be fun. Bye.